Well, it says I'm live. I'm gonna eat a little bit of yogurt here as I kind of finally take a break this morning. The storm is approaching, but the storm in the trucking business is constant, I believe. Always got issues with the trucks. Sometimes minor issues can be major issues uh, with the trucking business. So I'm taking a break and getting online. I've been on the phone most of the morning, it seems like. I've had a couple of different issues. I had one driver, because of this storm, he says he couldn't find gas anywhere. And I just found out that he didn't make it to work on time, or didn't make it to work at all, because he couldn't find gas, ran all over town trying to find gas when he got back to Charlotte last night. And late getting to bed, overslept this morning, so on and so on. Driver's excuse. That's what you get. That's the kind of scenarios you get with drivers sometimes. Anyway, I had to deal with that. That's one issue. And then I had another one that had a air dryer problem. And air dryers, people that know what air dryers are on trucks, they're a constant maintenance issue. We have to watch air dryers, air governors all the time. They seem to give problems. It's a mechanical thing. It's not it's not a major component. It is a good morning, truck driving lady. How are you? But it's a very vital piece of equipment that keeps the truck rolling. A lot of people don't know how to circumvent the problems with air dryers. A lot of times an air dryer just gets a little bit of trash in it, and all you need to do is just tap the air dryer and you can get it operational again. Because what happens, the air dryer builds up its air pressure to 125 pounds, and then after it spits, and a lot of people call them the spitter valve, but it's an air dryer. The air dryer will release water vapor that is compressed. See, an air compressor, for those that don't know what an air compressor does, basically it is compressing the air. It's taking the outside air, it's sucking that in, it's compressing it, and the byproduct is water. And you remember the old H2O, it's sucking in air, and which is oxygen, O2, I guess, and everything. And you got, and when you start compressing air that's in the air that you suck in, it's got water vapor in it, and you're compressing it down, and you're going to have to release that water, and to get basically down to O2, not to H2O. You're getting the H2O out of it, and I guess you could really compress water and get the oxygen out of it if you had to. But basically that's what you're doing. You're taking the outside. Good morning, Lakeside. Well, we're down here in the Carolinas, Lakeside, with the impending storm coming in. It's on the coast right now, whereas I'm about 250, 300 miles from the coast. I'm inland a good piece. I'm on the western part of North Carolina. So if you look at North Carolina, Cherryville is west of Charlotte. I'm actually 37 miles west of Charlotte. I'm in what they call the foothills, or the Piedmont section of the Carolinas, right before you go up to the mountains. So I'm in a pretty good area, although they're saying we're going to get a lot of flooding too over here. The way they're showing the tracking, that it's going to stall over in Wilmington, Myrtle Beach area, and then gradually go across the state by Sunday, they're saying, and run as a tropical storm. And it's going to go right through Columbia, and from Columbia back up to the Blue Ridge Mountains. That's the latest track. Because this thing has changed a lot on them. These high pressures and low pressures have changed a good bit. I'm not a meteorologist. I just profess to be one on the, nah, don't even do that. I'm pretending to be one. I'm a truck driver, meteorologist, mechanic / whatever. I basically have to be whatever I have to be to get things done today. And today it's been a situation that we're trying to get the trucks rolling good. Like I said, I've had a couple issues. One's a personnel issue. Guy overslept, says he's a little bit sick. So he had taken some NyQuil, fallen asleep because he couldn't find gas. The scenario's on and on and on. Basically, he didn't make it to work. So I had to get a spare driver for that. The other one was a air dryer issue, like I was saying, which is a pretty common issue sometimes with trucks. Big trucks, they'll go through a good many air dryers. We replace a lot of them every year, and it's just just something that's going to wear out. I mean, the air dryers, it's mechanical, sits over there, it takes off the excess water and spits it out. Like I said, a lot of people call it the spitter valve because that's what they hear. The compressor builds up to 125 pounds, then you hear it go, shh, and what it's doing, it's releasing water vapor back out into the air, and keeps the air pressure regulated. I mean, you can't just keep compressing the air. You got to kind of purify that air a little bit that's coming in from the outside. Not actually purify, I guess you might say, but you've got to, I guess, chemically purify it. You've got to get the water vapor compressed out of it so your air system would run smoother. Of course, anybody that knows trucks, you have your petcock bleeder valves that are right on the tanks, and if you pull that line that goes to your petcock, you're going to have a lot of water vapor go out there too. But you have the air dryer that is constantly working. As long as the truck is running, it's always running, and it's constantly running, and it's spitting off the water vapor. Yeah, I have no issues right now with the weather. The weather, thank goodness, is good right now. The weather is out here. It's actually a beautiful day today, and it's just the impending storm. It is, like I said, the calm before the storm, and we may have a flooded parking lot in 2 days. I don't know. We'll see. I hope with the projections that it keeps this excessive rain. I mean, we don't mind a little bit of rain, but this excessive rain, I hope it stays south of us. And if it does, maybe I'll be in pretty good shape. I'm going to take a bite of yogurt here. I'm trying to stay healthy. I'm eating my yogurt. Give a plug. What is it? Light and Fit Greek cherry and a Diet Mountain Dew. Hey, Sarge. Yeah, so far everything's good, Sarge. It's the storm is hitting the coast a little bit right now. I've watched all the updates from the governors and the Weather Channel and everything like that. So it's been pretty good. Are you waiting on your truck to get a 15? Your new truck. That's right. You got that F350 with the diesel. Yeah, we hadn't got 15K on ours yet, I don't think. Yeah, come on in. I'm on my wife is coming up to the door. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's down to a Cat 2 now, it looks like. But a Cat 2, it's a heavy Cat 2, which is about 115 miles an hour, which is still strong. I mean, you don't want to get out in 115 mile an hour wind anytime. That's still a horrific wind. But from everything that it's showing, that it's going to stall out over on Wilmington. Yeah, that's true. You hear that a lot up in Massachusetts, I imagine. But yeah, the storm, the way they're showing it, it's gonna hover over Wilmington and Myrtle Beach and that area for several hours, if not a day or so, really. And it's going to pound that part. Now, I've got a call in right now to see if I've got a run that goes into Lumberton, North Carolina. And I would hope that they cancel that tonight, we don't have to attempt that run. because that's going to be my driver be in a real dangerous situation because he's going to be right there at the wrong time if they send him into that. But they try to deliver everything they can, and all right, my wife is walking around. She's silently walking around, fussing at me. Well, my wife is saying, "Why are you on the internet right now? We have work to do." I know that's what she's thinking, and I won't stay on here too long. But I'm taking a break, and wow. Of course, I'm looking at the wind on my wife's hair out there. Is it getting windy outside? Not bad. Do you feel a little bit? I'm telling them online that you're already fussing at me, but that I should get back to work. You're not fussing at me.
Just cleaning up your mess.
You're cleaning up my mess. Okay. My wife is cleaning up my mess. She says I had a collection of Diet Mountain Dew cans over here on my desk, and also happy wife, happy life. I have she's pretty happy most of the time. Yeah, I had somebody just say happy wife, happy life. they know the scenario. Yep. I think these other guys have wives that have similar attitudes. They may.
I can understand why they would.
You may understand why they do if their husbands are online doing something besides something they're supposed to do. Okay. Anyway, back to my story. Yeah, and that's life. And here I'm turning it around. You're right. Okay. I was going to turn it around. My wife says no. I don't want to be on camera. So if you catch my wife on camera, it will be rare because Doug at Lakeside said, "Hey, he's got a beautiful place up in Massachusetts."
Really?
Oh yeah, he showed some aerial views up there, some old mills and everything up in Massachusetts. It was a great video the other day, Doug. I really enjoyed that. I had to show my wife that he had a drone and going over all these old mills, and it was beside, I guess, a river. I don't know what river. I guess a local river or small river up there. Probably, it looks like that mill was from the 1800s, so it's probably one that had a water wheel and water powered and everything with the mills back then. But I like some of the area up there in Massachusetts and everything. I've been up there a couple times. My wife, have you ever been to Massachusetts? My wife has never been to Massachusetts, but it's some pretty area up there. But it'll get rough in a few months. I like it. I like Massachusetts and from April to about early fall, I guess. And after that early fall, then you want to get the heck out of there. Old Southern boy does, because I don't want to get hung in a winter time up there. Winters can be tough, I know. But I hope this storm, and this is what we got to contend with in the South. We're in the place where all the hurricanes hits. Okay, that was the river is in Munford. That's where he was at. That's what he was saying. And he did the flyover over the Blackstone River. Yeah, it was real pretty. I'd show you that. My wife, I'll show her that later, Doug. I was listening to somebody the other day, and I was talking about, you hate to hear about the tragedy of hurricanes and everything else, what it can do, but sometimes we as Southerners, I guess, or people on the East Coast here, we're stubborn about that because, unfortunately, if a tornado comes through, a tornado is you don't have any warning. You got 30 minutes, 30 seconds. We're lazy over here. We have 2 weeks worth of warning, and we still won't get off the coast. I mean, it's like, a tornado comes through, they got a siren, it's duck down, get the heck out of there. I mean, that's tragic. we're just stupid sometimes with hurricanes. I mean, how stupid can we be? And I have some friends that are on the coast right now. They're saying, oh, well, we'll hunker down. Well, those are the friends probably that you'll lose. And when it gets real bad and they go, gosh, I didn't know it was going to get that high. Well, they've been telling you for 2 weeks that it's going to get feet's worth, and you're so stupid that you don't believe it's going to happen. So hurricanes have got a whole different crazy thing out there. So it really blows your mind why people, and no offense, I mean, I know we're going to have tragedy, and I'm not belittling a tragedy, but we have so much pre-warning or warning, I guess, not pre-warning, just warning of impending danger. It's sort of like if you're going to war or something, you go over the hill, there's people shooting at you. So you say, let's don't go over the hill. And instead, we got these people sitting there at their home watching their ESPN and their Weather Channel, and they go, I think we'll put a piece of plywood up and we'll be okay. Well, tell me how, you got these guys with tankers and everything else going down the road, and they're in 2 foot of water, and, a piece of plywood hadn't helped them a bit. So I don't know how, if you put a piece of plywood up on the outside of your window, that you're going to be able to be protected of a 2 foot, or not 2 foot, 12 foot, 12 foot surge of water. The storm surge is going to be maybe 12 feet coming in. And anybody with any sense knows that water will do a heck of a lot of damage. But that's just my take on that. I'm not trying to. I'm not. I don't want to belittle anybody that gets hurt, and like Katrina and everything else. And even with Katrina, it was a little bit different because they actually had one of those dikes to break and all that, and that flooded New Orleans. That was a little bit different scenario. Although, even that being said, anybody when they got these hurricanes, they're giving them weeks, not just days. They're giving you weeks worth of warning that these things are coming, and it could be bad. So I'm saying, do a little bit of prep, and that's what we've been doing. We've been doing prep work around the shop. We've got 3 or 4 generators, and we've made sure that we got gas in every one there, and we've pre-tested making sure that all generators run, because we want to make sure that if power does go out, and that's the big thing for us, is the flooding and maybe the loss of power. And I hope we get neither. I hope it goes further south. And not that I'm wanting South Carolina to get more than us, but hey, if it does, so be it. Better them than me. I'm not. You hate to say it. I just. But they're talking about it going straight across from Columbia back up to Greenville South, and then kind of turn north into the Blue Ridge Mountains. And if it does that, it'll really lessen. Let me see what. Okay, this got to take this right quick. Hey, Rob. Yes, sir. No, sir. Okay, so no Lumberton for tonight. All right, probably the same thing. Well, we don't run 15th anyway, so tonight's would have been the last night had it run. So we'll just run. We'll run Mr. Flynn in another direction. I guess we still be running into Greensboro though. Yeah, should do that. Okay. Well, maybe we can line him up with something else, because I think we got plenty of other things been diverted, maybe toward Atlanta or whatever, hadn't we? I think they did. I didn't follow up. They've been running him to Atlanta every night instead of Savannah, and I think David Brooks has been running that new run down to Brazelton, Georgia. And but yeah, keep my guys busy tonight, and I appreciate it, Rob. Don't plan on Lumberton. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, well, sorry, that's business, guys. But yeah, what we're doing is kind of rearranging around the storm. We're diverting a lot of Savannah runs. We have runs going to Savannah, Georgia, and down below Savannah to Richmond Hill. And we're diverting those runs to Atlanta, Georgia, and then the people that would have been coming to Savannah or coming out of Savannah are having to meet in Atlanta. We lose a little bit of, FedEx loses money and mileage on that, but you got to move the freight. So that's their workaround. And, that's what you have to do. You have to get in there and get a workaround on anything in the trucking business. So that's what we're doing. Well, guys, that was my quick update. I'm going to get back to work because I have the real boss here. She's sitting across from me in the chair. And so I'm going to get back to work. We're going to make sure that we can get these things done. We've got a lot of finishing up here inside the facility here we need to get done. And hopefully we'll show you an update of what we got in here and give you an update of the storm and how we're managing everything there. But as it stands right now, we've got the calm before the storm. It's actually a beautiful day out here today. Low 70s, early. Not early.
It's humid.
It's humid. Yeah, it's humid. Yeah, the humidity gets tough. But just, wish us luck, and hopefully everything will go fine. Hey, Greg, I'm glad to see you. You're jumping in right as I'm jumping off. Sorry about that. But, yeah, everything's going pretty good, and we're going to get back to work because, like I said, the boss lady is here, and I'm going to have to adhere to a higher power there. See you guys later. I'll check in later and give you an update later today or tomorrow or something if things change. Talk to you later. See you guys.